Welcome to the Explainer. Look, I want to jump right in today with the scenario that I think is going to hit home for a lot of you. So lean in and let's get started. You ever said something and the moment the words left your mouth, you already regretted it? Or you made a decision so fast that by the time your brain caught up, the damage was already done? We've all felt that universal sinking guilt of a hasty decision, right? But if you're an Aries, or if you deeply love an Aries, you need to stick around. Because what we're looking at today is going to explain everything about why this happens. We're getting into the actual psychology that drives this lightning-fast behavior in the first place. Okay, let's dive right into this flash of impulse, because this explainer isn't just going to list off a bunch of generic personality traits you've heard a million times before. No way. See, most superficial astrology content will tell you the basic stereotype on the left. Aries is bold, they're a leader, they're fire. But that's kind of like telling someone who has a literal Formula One engine strapped under their hood, hey, you go really fast. We need to know why that highly tuned, high-performance engine sometimes wrecks. We're here to uncover the hidden mechanics of why it crashes and how to permanently upgrade it so you stay on the track. So let's get into section 1, the Aries psychological blueprint. What's really fascinating here is that this quick reaction time, it isn't just a quirky personality trait. It's actually a fundamental cognitive style, what we call the impulse blueprint. Your brain is literally, physically wired to process the entire world at high speed. You see something, you react. You feel something, you immediately move. You sense a threat or a golden opportunity, and before most average people have even blinked to assess the situation, you've already made your call and you're acting on it. And on the surface, that sounds amazing, right? It makes for incredibly quick decisions and this natural commanding leadership style. But that's only half the story. When your entire system is built for speed, there's this hidden shadow side that nobody really talks about. Your internal engine is built around a very specific, deeply rooted psychological fear. The fear of being last, the fear of being left behind. It's this underlying persistent terror that if you don't act right this very second, you're going to absolutely miss it, lose it, or fall behind everyone else who's moving faster than you. And the result of that profound fear? You fire before you aim. You speak before you think. You move before you plan. And then comes the really heavy part that sits with you long after the moment has passed. You carry this tremendous, isolating burden of guilt about it. Because deep down in your core, you know you never meant any harm to anyone. You were just fast again. Which brings us to section 2. Relationships and the tension. Let's get a bit confessional here. Here is the real trap for an Aries in love and life. The exact same no-nonsense, fiercely direct energy that makes you so incredibly magnetic and charismatic. Yeah, it's the exact same quality that inevitably burns your bridges, ruins massive opportunities, and puts your loved ones on a constant diet of eggshells. It's the brilliant fire that warms the entire house on a cold night, but it's also the raging fire that can burn that very same house entirely to the ground if left unchecked. And this kicks off an exhausting cycle I call the reactive loop. It goes like this. Step 1, react. You blow up or jump in with full, blinding force in the heat of the moment. No filter, just pure instinct. Step 2, regret. You realize halfway through the explosion that you need to stop, but stopping midway just feels like losing, so you double down. Step 3, rebuild. You spend days, maybe weeks, burning your own energy trying to repair the emotional damage you just caused in 5 seconds. React, regret, rebuild. It's completely, utterly exhausting for you and for literally everyone around you. So what do well-meaning people usually tell you to do? They tell you to just slow down, take a chill pill, be less, suppress the fire. But let me be super clear. That is absolutely the wrong answer. You don't need to be less, because to an Aries, suppressing your natural raw fire just feels like giving up. It feels totally inauthentic to who you fundamentally are. You don't need to be less, you just need to become radically more intentional. Let's look at how to do that in section 3, action plan, the internal break. The internal break is the split second of control that separates a champion from a crash. Now, notice carefully what it's not. It is not a stop sign. It is not a brick wall. Let's revisit that Formula One metaphor from earlier. The absolute best drivers in the entire world don't win championships by just pressing the gas pedal harder than everyone else, right? They win because they know exactly, precisely, down to the millisecond, when to break into a corner. That tiny fraction of a second of internal control is the ultimate difference between winning the race and crashing into the wall. Let's see how this plays out in real life. Imagine you're in a highly heated conversation and someone triggers you. The old pattern? Going off immediately. You say the thing, the explosion happens, and the damage is permanently done. But the new pattern? The evolved Aries with the internal break? You still feel that exact same surge of fire. It hasn't gone anywhere. But now you masterfully insert a half-second pause. Just one deep breath. Or actually, for a massive life decision regarding business, money, or relationships, instead of going full speed, heart first, you sleep on the fire for exactly 24 hours. You wake up the next day and calmly evaluate. The absolutely crucial point is what you do inside that brief, powerful pause. And it all boils down to this one golden question. You just ask yourself, is this reaction going to get me what I actually want? That one single question, asked in that one single beat of silence, provides absolute, undeniable certainty behind your conviction, rather than just raw, chaotic impulse. And you know what? 8 times out of 10, after a 24-hour pause, you'll still want to make the move, but now you're leading with pure intention, not blind reaction. You suddenly stop wasting your precious, limited energy on pointless, draining battles. You stop constantly apologizing for explosions you could have easily controlled. Your loved ones finally stop walking on eggshells around you, and true intimacy can actually begin. And maybe most importantly, people start actively following you, not just because you're loud and bold, but because they implicitly trust the profound wisdom that's now backing up your boldness. You transform from merely being a chaotic force of nature into an intentional, trusted leader of nature. You see, the most powerful, unstoppable version of you isn't the one who reacts the absolute fastest. It's the one who chooses, consciously, deliberately, and with total control, exactly when and where to unleash that magnificent fire. So as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a direct challenge. Will you master the pause this week? If you recognized yourself in that exhausting reactive loop, so if your own incredible speed has recently cost you something you deeply cared about, I challenge you to try the internal break just one time this week, one pause, one single breath, and ask yourself if that quick reaction will truly get you what you want. And hey, if this explainer made you see yourself or maybe the areas in your life differently, please share this with them, because understanding the psychology behind the fire is the very first step to mastering it. Keep learning, keep pausing, and I'll catch you in the next one.